Hi, my name is Greg and I built a camper van, and I'm guessing because you've bought this CD resource disc you're thinking about doing the same. Thanks for getting the disc. I really hope it's of interest to you. It's got loads of tips and stuff on there and hopefully it will inspire you to get converting, because as you'll hear me say quite a lot out throughout this disc, it ain't rocket science, and the fact you're thinking about doing it probably means you can. So just in summary then, what I did is I turned this into this, and I'm really chuffed with what I did on that conversion. It gave me a lot of satisfaction, and I'm really chuffed with the van as well, getting a lot of enjoyment out of it. My van was a Renault Master, medium wheelbase, medium to high top, but it doesn't really matter what van you're thinking of picking, because this resource is generic and it will give you ideas and tips for 90% of all the vans out there, I guess, probably more. So don't feel that you need to get a Renault Master if you want to do what's on this disc. You don't. But my concept was I wanted something small, light and agile. It had to have a multitude of uses. So apart from a longer term camping van, so it had to sustain this, which means it needed a loo and a shower. We also use it as for a quick weekender van, or a day van, even a mobile beach hut, shoot down the beach, or just go out into the New Forest near where we live for a day out sort of thing. So that was the concept of it. There's no blueprints on this disc on how to cut bits of wood. Okay, that's not what this disc is about. It's about giving you ideas and tips and workarounds and solutions and how to avoid cock-ups, that sort of thing, that you can apply to whatever van you buy and whatever layout you buy. Now, so it's really just like a video diary, yeah, in that respect. I spent about 6 months designing. I'm quite into designs. I geeked out a bit, went around to see lots of vans, went to shows, that sort of thing. You probably won't take anywhere near that. And if there's a few things on this disc that will speed that process up for you, that would be great. And I took 18 months to build it, but I really only had 1 day a week that I could sort of put time into it. Sometimes I managed to take a few more days off work and put some more time on it. So it took me quite a long time, but I really enjoyed doing it. No doubt you could probably get it done a bit quicker if you could put more focus than I was able to be. As I said, there's loads of tips in there. I hope you'll see how I got around sort of difficult situations, solve problems, design solutions, that sort of thing. And I've broken it down chapter by chapter. So for example, there's a chapter on fitting windows, a chapter on electrics, a chapter on gas, a chapter on water, a chapter on lockers, a chapter on the sofa bed, etc, etc. There's about 20 chapters I think on this disc. So you can just go in and get the bit you want at that time, whatever you're doing, because each chapter is about 10 minutes, maybe a little bit more. So small manageable chunks, you can focus in on the bit you're at the moment. But what I would say is, if you can just look at the whole thing throughout, then before you kick off, then that'd be great. It may hopefully inspire you to get going, because you'll see, as I said before, it ain't rocket science. Okay, and let me be absolutely clear. I've put this together as someone who's done one van, so I'm no expert. Okay, and I'm pretty okay with design and that sort of thing, and finding solutions, and maybe there's some stuff on here that might help. In terms of my tools, not bad, but I'm sure there's plenty of you guys out there more handy on your tools than I might be. And you will get this, warts and all. So, if I've made a cock-up, or nearly made a cock-up, you'll get to see that. So hopefully you won't do the same thing. So for example, I very nearly made a cock-up when cutting the orifice for the windows. Now that would have been an expensive cock-up. I got there just in time, and that's the sort of thing that I'm going to own up to. There's a number of things, some of them, most of them much less significant than that. But at the end of the day, if there's it'd be great if there's just one thing on this disc that you say, I'm really glad I bought this disc for that thing. That'd be great. I actually think it'd probably be a number of things. All right, so hopefully it inspires you to get going, because as I said, it ain't rocket science. Also on this disc there's what I call a resource library. And it's really just a list of the kit I bought and where I got it from, just to help me get going. Of course things go out of date. A lot of it was from China through eBay, but there's a chapter called Resource Library on this disc, so you'll be able to find out a little bit more about it then. There's help on how to get change of body type classification with the DVLA, and you want to do that because your insurance costs are slashed if you do that. What I'm not going to do is go on about health and safety. We're all grown-ups here, so I'm not going to go on about that sort of stuff. I just know you're not going to play with gas if you don't know about gas. But in return, what I would say is if you happen to see me cutting a bit of wood and I'm not wearing a dust mask, really no need to email in and tell me that. If you haven't done already, go to my website, and while you're there, there's a 3-minute video summary. I've summarised the design, the build, and the early campaign of my van. You can see it direct from the website, or you can click on the YouTube link for better quality. It's only about 3 minutes, and it's the whole thing, the whole 18 months wrapped up in 3 minutes, and hopefully it inspire you to get converting. So once again, thanks for getting the disc. Really hope it's of use to you and inspire you to get converting, and I hope you get the same satisfaction out of creating your baby as I did out of mine. I should say I'm a bit of a van bore now, and people come round to see my van, they get the tour, including in my wardrobe there's a photograph of the raw van before I kicked off. It's the picture you saw on this introduction actually. So yeah, it's a great satisfaction when you've done this, and we get some great times in our van. We go out wild camping. We haven't got stickers or anything like that. It doesn't look like a motorhome, but it's a great resource for us. Anyway, good luck.